Monsters, the Spooky Sleepover. Written by Kim, illustrated by the Disney Storybook art team. It was a quiet morning at Monsters, Inc. James P. Sullivan was looking over the monthly laugh reports. Sully was the president of Monsters, Inc. Suddenly, the phone rang. "Hello?" Sully said. "It's dispatch," said the voice on the other end of the line. "Annual slumber party at little Shannon Brown's house. Waxford is out sick. We need a replacement." Sully thought about who to send. He wanted to put his best monsters on the case. He smiled to himself. Who better for the job than his friend Mike Wazowski? Mike could make anyone laugh, and he was a top laugh collector at Monsters, Inc. Sully knew his best friend would be the perfect choice. Mike was in the locker room getting ready for work when Sully walked in and explained the situation. "I'm your man," Mike said confidently. "Great," Sully exclaimed. Whistling, he went back to his office to finish his laugh reports. "A room full of kids collecting laughs will be a piece of cake," Mike said as the door slid into his station on the laugh floor. Mike opened the door and walked through the closet in Shannon Brown's room. It was empty. "Hello?" Mike called. He looked around and peeked under the bed, but there was no one there, just a Mike starting walking around to the closet. He heard a laugh. "All right, now we're talking," Mike said. "Kids, prepare to roll with laughter." Just then, a flash of lightning lit up the dark room, and thunder cracked across the sky. Mike jumped. If there was one thing that scared him, it was thunderstorms. Job or no job, he was getting out of there. Mike raced back to the closet, but when he opened the door, he was standing in a normal closet, not the laugh floor. Mike realized that the lightning must have broken the door. He knew that he needed to find the slumber party and another closet door fast. Heading into the dark hallway, Mike tried to follow the sound of laughter. The floor creaked spookily beneath him. Mike stopped and looked around. The wall was covered in creeping paintings of people, and they all seemed to be staring right at him. "I've got to get out of here," Mike muttered to himself. Then he saw something scary that made him freeze in his tracks. Sitting at the end of the hall was a large furry creature with fangs. Thinking the creature was a fellow monster, Mike started to walk closer, relieved. Suddenly, the creature jumped on him, knocking him down. It wasn't a monster. It was a dog. Mike screamed. He hated dogs. Mike pushed the dog off him and ran into the nearby room, then slammed the door shut. He was safe. For now. Meanwhile, Sully was working on the laugh floor. "Sully, Sully," the floor manager shouted, running over. "Mike still hasn't returned from the slumber party." When Sully checked the door, he found it wasn't working. Mike was trapped. Sully didn't like the idea of Mike being stuck in Shannon's house. He needed to fix the door now. He quickly brought in a maintenance crew. Together, the monsters tried to get it to open properly, but nothing worked. Sully and the monsters decided to try getting into Shannon's house using a new door. Finally, it made a clicking sound. It worked. Now, the door would open into a different room in the house. Back in the house, Mike opened another door. It led to the bathroom. As Mike searched for the light switch, he tripped on a yellow rubber ducky. "Ouch," he said as he went rolling across the floor like a ball. Finally, Mike crashed into the wall and came to a stop. Suddenly, he heard giggling from down the hall. Mike did not like this assignment or this house, but as long as he was stuck here, he was determined to find the party. Lifting himself off the floor, he followed the laugh to a door. But when he opened it, the room was quiet. Slowly, Mike entered the dark, silent room. All of a sudden, a light went on. Mike jumped. Shannon Brown and all her friends roared with laughter. They thought Mike looked funny sneaking into the room. "I was never scared for a second," Mike said, hoping Sully would believe him. "Me neither, buddy," Sully replied, his big, furry fingers crossed behind his back. "Me neither." The end.